Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 11:07 a.m. on the 3rd of January 2024. We're playing catch up because Focal Media, there was a delay in them resubmitting my post that had to be updated to the year 2024. So it finally came through. So I'm going to start with the reading from 1st of January 2024, and I'll probably carry on with today's reading after that if I'm not too wrung out and tired or wrung out emotionally from my own trauma issues and my own readings, right? It's heavy going, but, you know, I'm leaving my little legacy behind for those of us, you know, caught up in this zombie apocalypse, to have inspiration that we can survive anything, we have survived anything, and life can be beautiful, but we have to create it from the bones and ashes of the old life, and we have to cleave together with our true friends and true beloved ones, for those of you who actually have loving partners and loving family. And we have to form our tribes and our communities that nourish and nurture and understand each other and have each other's backs in scarier times than perhaps even these. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully my tweaking of the timelines, my truth speaking, and my laying out of my old stories, even though I astonishingly keep seeing repeat cycles happening. One day we'll bump ourselves off of this dystopian timeline and into a better existence for everyone. Or so I hope and pray for every day. Let us come together and manifest it. Put an end to all the malfeasances of our current timeline happening globally. And those of you know of which I speak. Pay cash, stay free, stay wild. Most of all, in spite of everything, strive to be happy. And happiness can be found from self-determination, from courage, and from holding on to whatever scraps of love are still left inside your soul and conflagrating it, blossoming it, manifesting it, unfurling it, and in time allowing the ones who truly love you to show their true heartfelt intentions to be with you at the appointed time, because it takes two to tango, babies. So there are still good people out in the world, and they desperately need your love and your heart and your courage. And I'm not just speaking to my own self in my reflection in the video, but to those of you out there like me who know there is still so much magic and awe and beauty and love out in the world. So don't give up. Keep looking, keep being, and keep knowing what is possible. So it's now 11:11 a.m. Make a wish to your angels, babies, or the gods of your understanding, or if you don't believe in magical beings or invisible beings, make a wish to your own higher mind, because it knows what you need and what you must manifest for your own survival and thrival on our beautiful blue planet. And those of you who have no belief in God or the gods, know this: we are never truly alone. There is someone always ready and willing to jump in at any given moment in time to shift things into the most beneficial outcome for all of humanity. Miracles can and do occur. I have personally witnessed them. Unfortunately, at the moment, we need a critical mass awakening of all the people on earth to realise we need each other to shift this darkness and bring in more light. And it starts with you and me reaching out, reminding us that we can actually do this if we so choose. Your mission if you choose to accept it, right? Without violence and with harm to none, by the way. I'm not advocating violence. Anyway, memories. I begin reading Memories of 1st of January 2024, and it's an old title from 2022 which I have updated by deleting the year because it still stands. The beginning of a new year brings creativity to subsume the depression and loneliness, i.e., when going through hell, just keep going, which is a quote from Winston Churchill. Keep busy and enjoy what we create out of the bones of the old year, old life. And here I post a photograph of my knitted fairy, Lilith, the little dolly that the Christians at Kilcoy were hissing and spitting at because they're just so inverted and perverted and evil to behave in such a way. I remember in early childhood being led to believe that Christians were good and tolerant and kind people. So this is another example of how things have become ugly and fetid and dark. Anyway, my little fairy doll is not evil because she was made by me, and I'm not completely dark-sided yet. Although, if any more viciousness gets thrown my way from so-called Christians, I just might become dark-sided, and then God help everyone. Seriously. In fact, some of my former Christian people who used to be very devout Christians, friends, reminded me that in many ways I was more Christian than many of their Christian cohorts and friends, which used to give me the heebie-jeebies, by the way. But I know what she meant. She meant that I'm a decent, honourable, upstanding, respectable, loving human being who walks my walk with great pride and dignity under the eye of my God and God's. So on the 1st of January 2024, which was 2 days ago, I wrote, "A miserable rainy day, albeit cooler than the intense humidity we have had in recent days or weeks. I am uploading a sensitive, raw, emotional video." In a sec, this notebook is flying around like a dead fish. Raw emotional video to YouTube I made on 14th of December 2023, but withheld posting as it felt too fucking insane and worse, vulnerable. But here I am, another year scrabbling in my own dust, holding my own in a world gone fetid with false, lackluster, evil men, still trawling after me. Well, that one left on 12th of December, and hopefully he's the last of the fake wannabe lovers that inevitably cycle round me at the end of each year, like a distorted snow globe from hell, shaken, not stirred, but nevertheless discombobulated. back up on the shelf of ignominy and vapidity they go. Wax on, wax off, shine bright like a diamond, little one. When will I ever be permitted by the gods, my own true lover man? Ever, I wonder? And it occurred to me this morning. Last night I deleted this guy's phone number because, let's face it, I'm not going to ring him. There's no point. Not begging a man for attention or scraps of love. Certainly not someone that was just so... Our words can't describe it. I guess he wasn't as bad as all the others. He left without causing me any real damage, which I appreciate, by the way. But, you know, fantasy men. It's delusional fantasy men. It's not cool, people. It's just not fucking cool. And I was thinking about it this morning and I thought, no, it's good. It's good that it drifted off without causing me serious harm. And it also moves him out of the way for the right one to come along and show up and say, you're the one, Tanya, and let's work this together. Let's build a life together. Of course, that's not going to happen instantaneously. This guy thought he could have an instant click his fingers and it's all gonna fall into place at his behest, right? Fantasy fucker is what he was. You don't have instant relationships, people. You have to do the work. You have to make the effort. You have to actually date a woman and build up trust and build up respect and build up authentic emotions and care. So anyway, I guess part of the problem is I have deep loves that are all platonic, so I get a little bit confused too, you know, when these men say they love me and in their own way. They do love me in their own weird way, but they're not able by their situations to be my partner. And in the case of, you know, some of them, I won't let them be my partner because it's not suitable, because it's not tenable, it's not survivable for my mental health. So there is that. But the gods are getting me ready. This little flick from the sky in recently was some kind of weird fucked up test. I don't even know if I passed or failed it. But anyway, the gods know what they're doing and I will have to put my faith back into the gods. I keep trying to live like a normal mortal woman and it doesn't work for me. It doesn't. I'm continuously beaten down when I put my trust in other mortals. It's just not tenable for my mental health. Apart from a few rare and precious individuals like my psychiatrist and Jared and Lynn and you know, a few others that have proven over years to be deeply, deeply honouring and trustworthy. And you know who you are, my darlings. 1st of January 2023. Oh, it's so hot. I've got my aircon on, but it's the humidity beating in through my windows is intense. Either that or I'm having a hot flash, right? Shouldn't be having hot flashes at this time of life, but still seems to be ongoing. It's a warning of strong high winds and whatever. Looks quite peaceful out there at the moment. Yeah, there is potential for it to turn ugly. 1st of January 2023. Happy New Year. What is yours, what is meant to be yours, will manifest. I firmly believe that. Unfortunately, in my case, it may be too little too late. It might not manifest until I shuffle off this mortal coil. True loves will joyously join with you in heartfelt, respectful splendour. And I did witness that towards the end of last year, from 25th of August, seeing all the admiration and sweetness from people in the club, Brooklyn Standard, and I am seeing that light up for me. So the right one will let me know that he chooses to be with me at the appointed time. Who is meant to be with you in your last years on this earth will stand with you in freedom and contentment. By that I mean he will choose me freely of his own body, mind and spirit, without fear or doubt or confusion, without manipulation, without sabotage, without competition, and without playing sick, fucked up games like the previous lover from 2014 did. And contentment because he'll be proud and happy to be my man, and I'll be proud and happy to be his woman, because that's what it takes to be content in a partnership. Someone you can trust with your very life, who honours you and commits to being your partner and loves you when he's not with you for whatever reason, if he has to travel for work or whatever, and loves you when he's with you too. I've had enough evil, false men in my lifetime to know that I can never go down that pathway again. All the false ones have already fallen away, and others not yet identified will slough off too. Invite only those of pure hearts and authenticity into your sacred space. And I actually did give my address out to the last one because we'd been chatting for, weeks and weeks, and he did seem sweet and authentic. Then he chickened out when he got COVID. So what the actual fuck? He expected me to run around and chase around and be all everything while I had COVID though. Oh well, I guess he was just checking to see if I died. But it's not that easy to kill off the Tanya, as I myself found out the hard way. By the gods, it's not that easy to die, people. So stop crybabying and whining about death. Death comes to us all at our appointed time. But it's not that simple. When it's your time, it's your time. You won't have a say in it. In the meantime, get on with living. Life is short. Don't get hijacked by the callow and the cruel, the lackluster and mediocre. Let your emotions flow in a cascade of waterfalls of light. Heal. Be ready to receive all the love long denied you. Expect the unexpected. Dance through the glory and the abysmal in equal measure with eyes that have beheld both miracles and tragedies. But you have outlived most tragedies and travesties, so now the pendulum brings you astonishing delights never before calibrated. This proved to be a channeling that came true, by the way. The tragedy was losing my beautiful Beauregard on the 1st of August, and the astonishing delights flowing on from there were, wow, astonishing. And Spirit just said, and it's not over yet, baby. Blessed be. Sanguinosis, love is the law. Let your phoenix spirit arise again and soar. They burned you down so often that you should have been smoke and ashes by now. But instead you transformed from a lump of coal, shiny and stolid, to a bright, shining jewel in the firmament. But no one bothered to tell you what and whom you truly are, so it is time you knew. Shine bright, Blessed One. Don't hide your light or your fire. Don't tamp down or oppress your desire. Well, as soon as I emanated my desire, certain men head for the hills because they're lackluster game playing cowards. Oh. So there's a reason why I tamp down my sexual energy. Inspire, respire, conspire. Live well and be happy. It's your birthright and the ultimate revenge on your former family of origin and their henchmen and flying monkeys. What's all this squealing of things? Driving me nuts. Bloody idiots. Oh, it's someone with their car with squealing brakes. Oh, dear goddess. First of January 2022, 10:56 p.m. Gosh, I am exhausted. I spent the last 3 days sewing little gift bags from silk and cotton swatches. I also just finished off my knitted Gothic fairy. She now has her face, hair, earrings, and some wooden butterfly and feather embellishments on each shoulder. She's been lying around awaiting completion for a few months. Pardon me. I also finished both hat boxes this afternoon. They needed another coat of resin, and I managed to mar the last coat. What's today? Wednesday. It's been endless. The 2 hat boxes and 2 cases took 1.5 years to complete. Phew, I don't think I will make any more decoupage boxes or cases for a very long time. They are too labour intensive and too prone to things going wrong. Now that they are all finished, I will concentrate on my silversmithing, so far self-taught, and other inlay projects, like my little earrings. I made those, inlaid with PowerShell. Why is that blurry? Come on. Well, anyway. Very proud of them. This one's lovely, got more lovelier colours. I should have showed you that one. But anywho, yes. I've got 2 pairs of these that I kept, but these ones I think I don't like that I've just got that little tiny little, balled up bit of silver at the end. I might remake those. I'll put something more interesting underneath and zhuzh them up a bit more. I feel like they need a bit more. Sometimes less is more, but sometimes more is more. I don't know, but they're still pretty lovely as they are, I guess. I'm being opulent as I can be from time to time. I'll probably keep knitting the occasional fairy and continue with my writing. Happy New Year. May it be a creative and satisfying, healthy, prosperous, joyous, truly loving and peaceful one. On my way back home after a quick walk with Beauregard, I felt called to take a photo of my stepping stone mosaics. Both of these severely damaged my lungs 8 weeks ago when I was grinding down the rough edges and inhaled too much glass and ceramic dust. I still find myself struggling to breathe, for fuck's sake, or rather, for art's sake, lol. Miserable rainy day, but I have dug myself out of my black-hearted depression and have put 2 more coats of resin on the 2 respective hat boxes. I am now knitting ears for my gothic fairy that needs to be completed. Feels good to be back in the room, so to speak. Once again, for the people, spirits, angels, tricksters, fae, hellhounds, and halitosis putrescent demons, not of my choice, at the back. I revoke all vows of poverty, celibacy, isolationism, depression, suppression, oppression, disease, society malaise, and fucking zombieism. In its place, I invite and welcome true love, companionship, sexual intimacy predicated on mutual trust, respect, honour and integrity, prosperity, generosity of both mind, spirit and body, but not too much because that shit can get weird, passion, romance, affection, connection, joie de vivre, full activation of life force, dance, art, music, literature, poetry, ecstasy, in full expression in all vortices and meridians, expansion, joy, peaceful resolution and rectification of the shades and the lost boys that faked manhood one too many times. Walk the plank, mofos. And yet one still follows me around at Christmas time or Hanukkah time. Again, last year, this recent year just passed. It's bizarre, isn't it? It's a bit fucking bizarre. In this 3D reality, and the timing was just the next day after my new friend broke up with me like a 12-year-old boy. Because I asked a simple question, what's happening? Clearly nothing, but it was bizarre. And then haunted by that one. Is it any wonder I spiral under into some kind of disassociative, confused state, discombobulated, because it's just bizarre. It's not normal. It's just not normal what's happening in my life. I guess I'll never have a normal life though. If you want to be with me, got to realise that our lives are not normal and we are not ordinary people. You'll have to be just like me, powerful, strong, walk with your gods and hold my hand across the multiverses. Be proud and happy to be with me but understand that life's going to be a bit fucking quirky for as long as we draw breath, people. Maybe I need to find another shaman that understands me. As my psychiatrist said, you need someone who's either a trauma survivor himself or is a psychotherapist or a trauma counsellor. Someone who's walked the walk and understands you, Tanya. Well, that's all as well as, oh, there go the king parrots. That's all well and dandy, but there's not many out there like me, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, as the case might be. It takes courage to exist on this planet when you've had the life I've had. Real courage. So I need a courageous man too. In this 3D reality, she says, hot clutching at her throat. Indeed. In this 3D reality, the TikTok croc is biting into our distorted, contorted timelines, and time is running amok without any monitoring or equilibrium, and the Sephiroth are streaming and screaming, and my heart is palpitating in trepidation of involution when we know, we really need a revolution to tip this disordered chaos back into a catalyzed consolidation of epic, trickled, treatist, treaty. Interesting I used the word trickled there, because when I saw Dave on the 13th at the red light, I felt his energy wash over me like treacle or molasses, thick and sickly sweet and smothering. So, don't know whether that refers to him or what that was, but it was odd. I continue, twit, I know, right, but my brain is off the grind as I refuse to be blind to the dissolution, disrespect, and disarray. But today is a new day, and we are gonna be okay. So I hope, so I say, hope and pray. Time to play. I've taken a dive into declension. What year is this? What year? This was intense, wasn't it? It was a bit intense this year. Was it 22 or 21? 2022. So, 2 years ago now today. 2 years ago as of the 1st. Takes my own breath away sometimes, my own writing. When I read it, I'm like, whoa, man, woman. I've taken a dive into declension. It's okay. I have worked so hard on various projects the past week, like a firestorm of frenzied activity and an obfuscation of my deepest emotional needs and body fatigue. I knew this would happen. What goes up must come down. Calm down. Settle into a morose, shadowy exhaustion, like living in that white fog in the waiting room of death. But this is just for today, or perhaps the next few days. Then I will rise again and flow and dance and create again with my constant hunger for love and art and musings. From beyond the beyond, by yonder and back again. Something wonderful is happening in my life. I can sense it. Something or someone truly wonderful is manifesting in my life. I hope I'm not in manic denial. I hope it's real this time. On my Fibonacci spiral of desire, that sorted streetcar that went nowhere and broke down in the desert of hell, and even the angels grow languorous and gnarly and desolate. What shall become of me in this hellscape? Why, nothing and everything, of course, smiley face. Another day, another year, another breath, another manifestation of awe. Mind you, I came close to dying that year, 2022, in June, of that terrible, terrible chest infection or whatever it was. It was fucking terrifying. But here we are again, still strutting my stuff. 1st of January 2021. Home from a lovely night at the casino. When I finally got to the head of the queue, the security guard was so welcoming and lovely. I'm trying to remember which one that was. I think it might have been Sonny. Sonny, I think, had a little bit of a crush on me, but he never asked me out or anything. I don't know. He's probably married too. It's probably why. But he liked me. That man. There was a sweetness to him. He said, "Oh my God, you look awesome. Even your glitter eyeshadow, shawl, and even your nose ring matches your makeup and outfit. So good to see you." I was a little taken aback by his effusiveness, so grinned inanely and wished him a happy new year. I reclaimed my infamous spot, which they tolerated, as I said, "Hey, it's my spot and I am social distancing." I observed they strictly enforced all the other dancers to dance next to the tables. So I felt very respected and trusted to be allowed my usual spot next to the stage. So you can imagine why I was utterly mystified on the 5th of August last year, probably under a change of general manager or some fucking malfeasance at the Treasury, when they told me I couldn't have my spot anymore and I wasn't welcome there because I'm not 5-star enough for the new venue, meaning the new casino being completed, right? Putrescence beyond belief. Because from that spot, that was my safety zone, and I did a lot of kindnesses to people there, including protecting people when the security guards weren't quick enough on the floor or were absent from the floor. But that's how they shat on me from a great height, just when my dog died. Like, I'm not 5-star enough. Are you kidding me? They were absolute trash to do that to me. But I go to another club where I'm treated like a queen or even a goddess, where I'm admired and respected and even loved, platonically, but loved all the same. I continue reading. At one point, a young woman came over and wanted to hug me, and I quickly yelled out, "Social distancing!" She looked a bit upset, so I blew her kisses instead. I was keeping my end of the bargain up, as I never liked being accosted by strangers, in particular drunk strangers, pre-COVID, so nothing much has changed in my world. I had to pay $9 for bloody parking at the Maya Centre as the reception Rottweiler refused to validate as I did not gamble. This was another way they used to bully me, right? They knew for years that I really gambled, but they would give me free parking as kind of like appreciation that I was a big part of that Livewire bar freaking entertainment because I danced in my little spot every weekend, most weekends, pretty much every weekend, except when I was really sick or mandated out, and contributed to the vibrancy of that scene. The least they could do was give me free parking, and I bought my own drinks, and sometimes I did gamble a little bit on the pokies, but rarely because I hate gambling. I hate wasting money on stupidity. No, instead I wasted my energy on stupidity being in that dance space for 13 years. Dear Goddess. I rarely gamble. The casino parking was restricted to Gold Card members only, so I had no choice but to park in the Maya Centre. I could not be bothered fighting about it. I had had a good night, so I am satisfied with that. I saw George is my busker friend, briefly on my walk back to the Maya Centre car park. There were still long queues outside the building waiting to get in, by now 1 a.m. It was less crowded than it usually is on New Year's Eve. That was a relief actually. Anyway, it's now 2:38 a.m. Time for a cup of tea and then sleep. So that was 2021. It's actually unusual for me to be out on New Year's Eve because I hate the intense crowds at the casino. You're hemmed in like sardines in a can. It's not safe. It's fucking creepy and it's triggering, but I must have had the call of the wild that night that I went out on that particular New Year's Eve because I don't usually do that. 1st of January 2020. Today I celebrate my freedom. This was the day 25 years ago I ended my marriage. 29 years ago now. It lasted 10.5 years and really should have ended way earlier than that. Like 6 months into the marriage when he hit me, right? That should have been when I walked out, before I even had my children. Well, he only hit me the once, because I threatened him if he ever hit me again, I would murder him. And he got the message loud and fucking clear. 25 years of being a wild, free, single woman. I raised my kids alone, and in the past 10 years have been growing my own self. This decade will no doubt bring more exponential growth as I will be 55 this year. How exciting, amazing, magical. I anticipate a far better future, one way or the other. Well, 1st of January, we hadn't even found out about the COVID yet. It's been a rough ride for the last 4 years, people. Karen rang me tonight to tell me that one of my former lovers, that I have not seen out in the scene for 2 years, was looking for me in my usual spot last night. She was watching and trying not to laugh. What would Tanya do? Laughing my ass off. I told her he meets 2 of my criteria for a partner, as he is both romantic and passionate, but fails miserably on the other criteria, as he is unfaithful and disloyal, like all the other dickheads I managed to attract in my Glory days. I did think it was a bit cute that he searched for me. Nice to see I am not forgotten. Interestingly, it's an ongoing joke. Actually, Jared started it, I believe. He said, Tanya, no one ever, Tanya, they will never forget you, or words to that effect. So it's an ongoing joke amongst myself and my inner core of friends that I'm not ever forgotten. And sometimes I wish certain fucking creeps would forget me, but alas, no. But anyway, I can't help that. I can't help that I'm a wonderful, amazing, interesting, still desirable woman, right? Can't do a damn thing about that. Interesting, I intuited his approach about a month ago, as I had a feeling he would show up for his birthday, which his birthday, if I remember correctly, I think it was the 20th of December, 20th December, so it's kind of weird. Another Sagittarius. The Italian stallion Nudnik is a month late, but it serves to prove to me that my inbuilt radar or telepathy is quite accurate. I thought I only had it that intensely with Dave. A bit scary. Well, I will be civil if he shows up again. He didn't, thankfully. But I am not going to be lured or seduced into any more torrid, unfulfilling, unrequited, bullshit romances. They never go anywhere. I'm done grieving over callow, lackluster men. Just as well I stayed home last night. I hate the crowds and the intensity of New Year's Eve at the casino. Karen said it was really busy. Phew. Glad I honoured my own intuition for a change. Marco coming up to tell me I will always be his girl would have just enraged me. Done with liars with lines, even if the sentiment behind them might seem a bit sweet. He kept away for 2 years after the last time I saw through his patter. Good man. Behave. The really weird thing is, my ex-husband's nephew told me just over a year ago that he felt an ex was coming back to me and I should give him another chance. I said, no way, nephew. But then I got my hopes up when Dave started trawling at the same drumming circle with a girlfriend in tow, because still the same predatory gameplay. Then I gave up on that idea, as I am not going to put myself last in any man's putrid harem, even though I still love him deeply for some incomprehensible mad reason. Now Marco shows up to look for me with his girlfriend in tow. Like, what the fuck? Like, why do they do that anyway? Have they no dignity? It's fucking embarrassing and absurd and indecent, actually. Trawling after your ex-lover with your current flame. It's perverted. It really is. Back in the day, both Dave and Marco competed like lovesick lads for any scrap of my attention, but now I am older and wiser and deserve someone genuine next time. The only way to win the game is not to play. Still, it shall be interesting to see what they get up to next. I must remember that they are not serious and very likely never will be. Fucking lost boys is what they are. and capable of behaving like real men. Humid day, scathing hot. I had to take a cold shower. Yuck. But I'm dressed now, ready to face the day. I might take Beauregard to Wynnum Beach when it cools down later this arvo. He needs a walk, and I crave the sea. Pity you can't swim there because of the blue-green algae, but at least the sound of the waves will soothe me. Very tempted to go to Bribie actually, but look at the weather, it's shit. All rainy and weird again. Like, what the fuck? I guess I can walk on the beach in the rain. I would go to Byron, but I worry the smoke from the bushfires will make my asthma worse. I am still very unwell. Oh well, I will get through this. 10:23 a.m. A bit of a rough night, not much sleep. Might just go and check on Charlie. I just feel like something's not quite right. Just don't mind me, I do this. It's almost like I've got fucking ADD, people. I didn't used to have ADHD, but I'm very scattered in my energies in recent months because I've been trauma activated by GIMPs. She's fine. She's fine. Here she is. I might bring her in though. I can just feel there's just a shift, something not quite right. Maybe a shift in the weather. It's a real heaviness out here. Come on, little girl. Come on, little one. Mum is worried about you. Yes. Come on, little poopykin head. Mama worries about you. The last of my pets, I've got to really be hyper vigilant. Not that I could have done anything differently with my little Beauregard since he had a splenal mass. Oh dear goddess. Every day I wish he was still alive and with me. Every single fucking day. It's like being tortured. Try not to poo-pee on me, darling. Don't poo-pee on mama. Yeah, bring your food in. Bring your food in. Oh, while I'm in here, my beloveds, my people of earth. There we go. Up you go, sweet girl. I'll show you what I made yesterday. Can you see them? Out of sterling silver sheet. Oh, excuse me. So, took me a few hours to make them, but quite happy with those. Just got to solder on some jump rings, and they can be pendants, I guess. But oh my goddess, that sterling silver sheet cost me a lot of money, and I only got 4 pieces out of it, so a bit upset about that. So my hobby is an expensive hobby, and no one's buying from me, which grinds my gears, but there's nothing you can do about that. And just come in with mama. Mummy wants you with me. I want you with me, Charlie. I want you with me, my little blossom child. Yes, hello. At least I know she's safe. But see, when Beauregard was alive, because dogs have got highly sensitive hearing, he would let me know when there was something wrong with Charlie, or if she was being stalked by other bigger birds, or there was something not quite right. He'd go running to the back door and I'd run after him. But now I've just got to do it on intuition, right? Because I can't hear like he could hear, because I'm a mortal in that and a human. Hello, I love you. So where were we when we got interrupted? We'll start again. Sorry about that, about the mad frenetic frenzy running around like a mad chook. But yeah, she was sort of looking all, knew I was coming, so maybe I picked up on her being worried about something. Can I Can you try not to poo on my lovely dress, Charlie? Tell him you're dreaming, Tanya. Tell him you're dreaming. Where's my kissy? No kisses. 10:23 a.m, bit of a rough night, not much sleep, but I'm feeling the excitement for the new year, new decade with great intensity. Oh, there was a party a few houses down, so lots of noise as the revellers got in their cars and drove home, but I was pleased for them to have had a celebration. I kept myself safe from the mad crowds last night, so enjoyed my quiet solitude and watched TV. But yes, this is going to be a huge year, lots of changes. I feel it strongly. I pray the changes are positive, life-affirming and loving. Everyone needs a fresh start. The last decade was like a surrealist horror movie. The only thing that kept me moving through it all was the deep love, affection of my friends and cousins and my beautiful pets. I had lots of intense communication from the spirit world too. From the spirit world in recent years too. Or perhaps as I age and my health declines, I am more attuned to the higher realms. But I know one thing, this life is a gift, a miraculous, unfolding gift. I intend to embrace it more fully, one day at a time. 1st of January 2019. I am glad I stayed home and rested. Feel much better after yesterday's gastric horror. I'm determined to overcome my physical limitations this year. Well, I nearly died that year, 2019. That was the serious life fucking near-death experience. Holy crap, that was intense. It will involve eating better, although I thought yogurt would be good to line my guts with, but hell no, laughing my ass off. Anyway, I think life is improving now, and I look forward to better connections, great and true loves, and more serenity this year. Onwards and upwards. Who the hell is that? Some dude arriving with a suitcase. Being nosy. Alright, it's going to the neighbours across the road. 1st of January 2019. It's weird when I sit up here at the window because I see everything going past and I get distracted. 1st of January 2018. Wow, goodness, abundance, new life, travel adventures all around me. I received news of an old friend becoming a grandmother of twins today. Another young friend is due any day now. Why is my air conditioning not getting cooler? It should be cold in here by now. I don't know, it's a bit bizarre. Another gave birth on 22nd of December, 4 new babies in a matter of weeks. Meanwhile, several friends are on trips to Europe and one just came back. More importantly, to me personally, Just stay up there, Charlie. My own beloved daughter returns in 2 more sleeps. Squeal! She is currently in Bangkok. I am surrounded by successful friends, adventurous travellers, and new mothers and fathers. So nice to bear witness to all this joyous excitement. But Israt Hashem, I may also merit to see my own grandchildren and perhaps travel around the world again. I haven't travelled to Europe since I was 8 years old, and that voyage was marred by certain unholy horrors. My parents' violent separation on the day we boarded the Fair Star, and the filthy, pedophile, motherfucking crew members. But that was so long ago, almost 45 years. No, don't lick that, Charlie. You can't have that. Where did that go? What year was that? We've flipped out of... I don't know how that got moved. Oh my goodness. Right, here we are. But that was so long ago, almost 45 years. My oh my, I survived all those bestial creeps. Still in awe of my life and how it is still evolving. Today I joked with Jared how my mother would insist on reading my tarot cards, then would tell me, "You're going to cross water, darling," which means journey overseas. So today my darling Jared and I and our beloved pooches crossed water. Moreton Bay Marine Park to be exact. It was such a beautiful, blissful day. We have decided to go every week while it is such a hot summer and enjoy every moment of our time at Coochie Mudlow. And I honestly don't know why my friend Jared stopped doing that with me. It used to be my greatest joy to go to Coochie with him. I still also want to go back to Point Lookout at North Stradbroke Island too for an outing. I'll have to do it on my own. Can't rely on people. But I'm so fucking disappointed, right? But, you know, he just doesn't seem to want to go to the beach with me anymore, and I don't know what that's about. Anyway. Probably doesn't want to be seen with the old ugly fat lady, right? Love you, Jared. No, that's not the reason. Do you know... I hope not anyway. Do you know that the gods protected our day trip to the beach by letting the huge lightning storm pass us by? We sat and ate dinner at a small restaurant not far from the ferry, and I watched the lightning bolts lick the ground only 500 metres or so away. But Thor and Odin did not cast down hail or heavy rain, just let the sky electrify and break up the intense heat of the day. I was a tad worried on the ferry as we sat out the back in the open air, and the benches we sat on were steel or aluminium, so if lightning had struck, we would have been smouldering potato chips of doom. But I decided that if we gave in to every single anxiety, we would never survive the remainder of our days on earth. We need to be intrepid, audacious, and positively charged. It's done it again. It's just flipped completely out. This computer's weird. It's got a mind of its own. It just does whatever it wants, whatever. Can the gin in my computer just fuck off right now? I'm in the middle of a job. Like, seriously, it's rude. How do you cut deals with the jinn? I suppose I'll have to make her offerings. My goddess, it's ridiculous. It's got to scroll all the way back down. I didn't touch a thing. Neither did Charlie. She's sitting on my hand. It's just bizarre how it just leapt out of... It's twice it did that now. Positively charged. Right. Anyway, I feel very happy right now. I threw Beauregard in the bath with me so we could wash out the salt and sand. He has been such a good little dog. We shall sleep well tonight, methinks. Happy New Year. It's 3:03 a.m. I hope you all stomped the daemons of the old year into the ground, made ablutions to the new year. I went to bed at 11:18 p.m. Got woken up at midnight by a few street revellers whistling, "What the fuck?" outside my bedroom window. I was exhausted, so just rolled over and went back to sleep. Now awake again. Ho-hum. Coochie Mudlow is calling. Also, 2 more days and nights, and my daughter arrives back in Brisbane. Very exciting. Penny is stretched out beside me, being a happy cat. Time to go back to sleep, as I have let Bobo out to pee. The night is quiet and comforting. Everyone is asleep. Lila Tov. 1st of January 2017. I must say, this New Year's Eve, though that particular neighbour with all his revellers was actually very quiet this year, unusual, but I was grateful for that because it is a bit bloody annoying. But anyway, 1st of January 2017. The greatest gift that ever came my way was happiness. It was illusory and slips away like quicksilver, but when it visits, it is wonderful and brings so much light and peace to the heart. I was happy many times during the day, also gifted with some beautiful spiritual moments last night on the dance floor at the Livewire bar. A lovely young man protected me from some horrid creep that had pressed himself against me twice in the crowd, then tried to move his body between me and the younger man who was holding his girlfriend in front of him as they danced. I turned to the young man and told him the guy behind us who had pushed between us was being a creepy cunt. So he pressed his arm against mine, forming a barrier against creepy guy, and danced beside me while still holding his girlfriend, who seemed oblivious, but enjoyed us dancing together regardless. I was so thrilled to have a younger male actually be nurturing and protective at the same time, a rarity at the casino. I think this was one of the very few times that I've been out supporting live bands in the past 5 years that a male has been physically protective of me. I usually fend off the drunks and predators myself, but being New Year's, did not want to be overly aggressive and just went with the flow. It was a refreshing change. Hopefully it will be a symbol of my year, being surrounded by beautiful, loving, caring, genuine people and being accepted and, if necessary, protected from the icky stuff. 22 years ago, on 1st of January 1995, I ended my marriage. Best thing I ever did, even though I paid a hefty price for my freedom. I was almost murdered in the process, financially ruined and brutalised. I have never remarried or even had a partner, as in a live-in partner. The Israeli lovers that came later also tried to kill me, but I gave up on men for many years and then eventually found love again, even if the love never fully found me. Such is life. I am happy now, free, dancing out my pain and loneliness and meeting other beautiful souls also on their return journey back to wholeness and freedom. I am surrounded by good people and I have finally excised the shitty ones from my life. It took many years, but I am finally ready to sail in uncharted waters and plot my own destination. I am excited to be in this place and time where so much is still to be revealed and explored. 3:44 a.m. Home safe from a nice night dancing at the casino with Karen and Jenny. We got to see the fireworks display. Thanks to Brendan for driving us in and bringing us home safe. He was actually a lovely man. He really was. Very sweet man. My mouth is finally hurting again, but I talked so much, poor Jenny was exhausted. Now in a hot Epsom salt bath, 'cause my feet are killing me from dancing. A nice cup of tea, some more painkillers for my dry socket, then off to dream of New Year's wishes. It was a dreadfully hot day and night yesterday, still 34 degrees today. Ugh, I might have to go to a beach with the bow. 1st of January 2016. Homeless people do look out for each other. I saw my friend Katrina last night. She had a handbag and told me she had some goodies to give me. I accepted her gifts graciously. She asked me to sort through the bag. I chose a brand new moisturiser and a sample bottle of shampoo and conditioner. It seemed important to her to be able to give me some gifts. Her most precious gift is love. To you, Katrina. I must actually go and look for her because I don't see her anymore since I'm dancing at the Brooklyn Standard because I'm up the other end of Elizabeth Street. And they usually hang around, the Elizabeth Street entrance to the casino or on George Street next to the 7-Eleven. But I'll go and look for her soon and say good day on my way home one night. And she's a dear friend to me. I used to see her regularly, and after dancing wildly all night at the casino, I would spend sometimes several hours with her until dawn at the end of my wild nights dancing, and it was convivial and helped me sort of wind down from the wildness of dancing, and we'd have a chat. Sometimes she'd be in very strange altered states and or drunk or under the influence of something, and but most of the times we'd have quite profound, lucid conversations, and she was a lovely woman to me, really was. 4 a.m, 1st of January 2016. In bed with my beloved Miss Penny. Bo has been out to relieve himself and thought he was going to party with Mama until dawn. Alas, no. Back in his crate he went. Mama got hungry and made English muffins with melted cheese and sun-dried tomatoes. Yum. Too tired to have a shower to wash off the sweat from washing out with Mission X, which Abby Sky sang in that band, and she's a wonderful singer. Actually, the musicians in Mission X, all fantastic musicians. I had a lovely time, but drank water only as I was flat broke. Oh. The man I am madly in love with came up and gave me a hug and wished me Happy New Year. swoon. I scared him away with my usual desperation and or emotional girly stuff. Damn. But he made my night all the same. Scraps of love I was having to exist on. Mere fucking scraps. True love never gives up on someone, even if I am silly as a wheel. I want to cry when I think about it. Oh well, the best he can do is haunt me at crossroads, at Christmas time once a year, like a twat. I guess it's not really his fault though, it's just synchronicity and it's just one of those things. Then I went home after the band finished playing, mainly because I was hungry. Now time to schluff, sleep, before I go poof. Lila Tov, good night y'all, or should I say, good morrow. 1st of January 2015. I spent New Year's Eve with Gail and Talia. Exactly at the stroke of midnight it rained. Gail and I marvelled and rejoiced at the sweet wetness which refreshed our parched souls after the intense heat. We went to Wynnum Beach wading pool in the afternoon. It was sublime to be immersed in the salt water, even though the water was tepid. I do love being immersed in water. We have had a lovely day with high hopes of a better year stretching out before us. Yes. 1st of January 2014. Happy New Year to my kith and kin. Praying for a vast improvement in my life as I have done for the past 48 plus years. Oh, Tanya. I'm thinking this year will be the year of my emergent awesomeness. It was actually. My 49th year was a pretty awesome year, except that I fell in love with Dave, so that was a horror without end. But apart from that, I did have a wonderful time by and large that year. It could happen. The past 2 months have been joyful, with new friendships forged, and who knows what deeper relationships may yet lie ahead. Have to roll my eyes on that one. I'm very lucky, yes Charlie, to have reached this season, a Shehekianu, grateful, happy, blessed woman here. Aroha nui, love, amor, liebe, ohevit, to all and sundry, moi. That was my manifestation, right? And I did fall deeply in love. And, well, what a mistake that was. But one can never know these things at the time. Sad but true. 1st of January 2012. I'm so tired of waking up tired, broke, and alone. 2 of those things can be changed this year. Which one? Lol. My insomnia is getting worse. Went to bed at 3 a.m, was still dozing but awake at 6 a.m. Managed to catch some Z's but awoke at 8:30 a.m. Put myself back to sleep but woke from my regular tsunami dream at 9:49 a.m. Feel alert mentally but absolutely shattered. Ow, Charlie, why are you doing that? That's not nice. Nobody's the mama. You should see her face, look at her. She's like, but mama, I want to bite you. I want to nibble you and chew you and devour you. Why are you being mean to Mummy? Say hello to the people, Charlie. This way, Charlie. You're looking in the wrong way, Charlie. Yeah, that's the way. Say, there she goes again, chewing on me. Say hello to the people, Charlie. Kissy, kissy, kissy. Kissy, 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 kissy. Why are you all fluffed up? I hope you're not sick. Don't be sick, Charlie. Dear Goddess, don't be sick. My sleep has been disturbed like this for 5 months. This is the woman who can fall into a deep sleep like a cat in any place or any position. This is getting alarming. Yes, I'm giving you a pat. I was right to bring you in. Something's not right with you. I just had that funny feeling. You're not going to lay an egg, are you? This is getting alarming. Happy New Year. This is the first day in 2012 and the first day I have been awake for. So tired. Well, I was dealing with the horrific wool dispute at that point in time. It didn't end till September of that year. 6th of September that year. So I was under an extreme amount of stress. I honestly don't know how I've survived this long. I really don't. And here I am, 3rd of January 2024, manifesting a true love partner, which I've been manifesting, as you can see from my writings, for decades. But somehow I've become obsessed with it. And you know what? It's weird because it's never happened. So what makes me think it's going to happen now, right? But anyway, to the Tanya for keeping on trying and loving and being and holding the line. Courageous and wonderful woman that you are. 1st of January 2011. Day 1 of the new year, 2011, my 46th year of captivity, objectivity, subjectivity, naivete on planet Earth. Where will I end and how do I begin? Is there a beginning or an end? Or is this eternal quandary and mystery going to bore me to death? 2010 was a very fraught year. I would like to think things can't get any worse, but of course they can. Party on, close my eyes and wait some more for Godot. Well, Godot never comes, so I better start waiting for the one who chooses me by his own heart, mind, body, spirit, and even soul. A real man who can commit to be with me. Show up, keep up, stay up, be loyal and faithful and honouring and fun and romantic and passionate and generous and sweet. He's out there somewhere, perhaps in the next life incarnation or the next dimension, but he's out there somewhere. I mustn't be sad though. I've had a beautiful life, making my dreams come true, even though some never manifested. I've worked hard in the last 4 years, making jewellery and art projects around my house and gifted 23 fairies to people, some who didn't actually even fucking appreciate my artwork, the dogs. Gifted my stories out on YouTube to the world. Gifted so much of myself out into the world freely. And I don't regret anything Be nice to get paid for my work and my art and my creativity, really would. But I don't regret one single day of being me. I slid third base into the new year with a throat infection and a Moxil, authentic champagne brought by Jared. Some lovely company with Gail and Talia also, and some munchies. Looking forward to health, happiness, prosperity without stress, love, good luck, and other fantasy resolutions. And so we complete today's readings and musings and epiphanies and heartfelt sentiments. And I'm looking forward to perhaps my most beautiful, powerful year yet. I remember my 49th year, reminded by these writings, was powerful and potent, and I did fall in love that year with Dave, unfortunately. And I did have a love, fondness, and could have blossomed into something for Marco too, but neither of those men were capable of being faithful to me for even one fucking night. And that wasn't what I was looking for. I'm looking for the one, a man who's loyal and faithful to me and only me, prioritising me and loving me in a healthy, beautiful way. So I turned 59 in April, so it's my 59th year. So perhaps this year will be just as happy as my 49th year was. And you never know who might come to choose me in, as I say, the appointed time, guided and protected by our gods, our ancestors that love us, and our spirit guides and our own souls. Because I won't settle for anything less than real this time. Wasted too many years on false, evil, perverted men. It cannot. My heart cannot sustain it anymore. I'm done. And I say that I'm done. I said that I was done every fucking year, and every year I held out high hopes that someone lovely would come along. And, well, anyway, it is what it is, my darlings. Someone lovely has come along, but they're immortal and eternal, and they simply won't allow any more bullshit people in my life. And I'm grateful to that Holy One, my jealous God who protects me, keeps me precious, keeps me on this planet for some odd reasons that make no sense to me, given how much trauma and grief I have to move through my body on a daily basis for the rest of my life. It's not easy, but I am what I am, and I am who I am becoming. So, on that note, my beautiful souls, that was the readings from the 1st of January, and I'll be back with the reading from today's date. Stay safe, stay happy, stay wild, stay free, stay in love with your true friends and family and beloved ones. Stay in love with this planet. Subsume the darkness and turn on your heart light and blaze in radiant glory all that is you, so that we can see each other shine, find our vibe, find our tribe. Goddess and gods bless always and forever. Bye for now, my darlings.